Okay, say hi. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another podcast episode. But today is actually much more of a fun one because this is like a what if segment. And as the title implies, what if Samsung and Google actually went deep into a partnership? And we're going to kind of analyze what we can kind of see out of this if this was actually to happen. So, yeah, as you're coming in, feel free to say hi. Shout out to the channel members. I still haven't updated that list. You shush. But yeah, so I gotta update that list on the channel members, and then I'll have the little ticker at the bottom and whatnot. Several things going on in the tech space that, you know, I kind of noticed something, and it has to do with Samsung and Google, right? So we know that Samsung has been a helping hand to Google over, you know, the last 2 years, right? Samsung helping with Project Whitechapel, where Google's actually going to be using its own proprietary chip in their smartphones known as the Pixels. So the Pixel 6 will debut with the GS101 chip, which is what Project Whitechapel is, right? And we've heard this infamous rumor about a Pixel Fold, and that if the Pixel Fold is coming, it's because Samsung has worked with Google to develop their foldable device. So again, Samsung and Google kind of like side by side and partnering right there. But it's not even that too, because when Samsung was working on their foldable technology, literally got help from Google for Google to optimize Android for a foldable display. So it's like a hand-in-hand partnership. But what if that partnership was amplified times 100? What would we get, and how would this affect the mobile tech space? Because that's something that I find it to be very interesting. And the reason that I came to this for today's topic was that I started to notice that there's a lot of things going on between Google and Samsung. And this could ultimately be signs to the future that something down the road is going to take like a major effect. We don't know. We have no idea. But what would that be like if they did have this full-blown partnership, you know? What would we see? So while I didn't write none of this down, I pretty much like organized all this in my head. So I'm going to see if I can just wing it and go from there. So let's go with the hardware side of things, right? Let's go with the mobile phones, because this is where why are you picking on my name? That is my actual first name. Oh, it's part of my actual first name. Stop dropping secrets. I'll put you in timeout. Anyways, so what would that mean for like the Google Pixel, right? And the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about it, you know, with the Google Pixel, with the Samsung and Google partnership, will bring me back to the days of the Nexus and the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. And when that released, how good was that of a phone I'm allowed to? You're just making all kinds of problems today, huh? Because the Samsung Galaxy Nexus was a very popular phone, right? I mean, we even seen this phone in the movie The Internship, right? I forgot what that dude's name was. But anyways, the kind of smart aleck one in the movie that was like always Googling stuff, he was actually rocking a Samsung Galaxy Nexus in that movie. So a very popular phone. And if Samsung has a hand in the build for Google Pixel phones, that is going to alleviate the problem with Google Pixels, you know, according to a lot of people, because Samsung has been doing it right to a degree with their Galaxy S and their Galaxy Note series. We know this, right? Most popular Android phones is the Samsung Galaxy S series. And even outside of that, you also okay, I'll go sit down. You're not that type of trouble. Shut up. But anyways, yeah. So like Samsung has been pretty good at building hardware for the longest time. Okay, some will disagree, and we all have our preferences, we all have our opinions. But when you kind of look at the market and the way it is, right? Android is synonymous with Samsung. Anytime that somebody has a Samsung phone, it's automatically referred to as an Android phone. And there was, for the longest time, a lot of people didn't know that Android was just the operating system and that it was on a plethora of different phones like LG and Motorola. What's up, Gene? How's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. So it's just one of those things. We know that Samsung builds pretty good phones. So if Samsung actually ended up taking the reins on building a Google Pixel phone, one, what would that phone actually look like? And two, just how premium of a build would it have been? And would it have been one that would actually have people gravitating towards it? As Google Pixel phones are very hard to sell because not a lot of people know too much about them. And the ones that do know about them, the nerds, are the ones that are pretty much rocking them. But anyone outside of that bubble doesn't really know what a Pixel is, or that doesn't come to mind when they think that they're going to upgrade to a new phone. So if Samsung had a hand in the build with the Google Pixel phones, that could actually bring more attention to it, because Samsung and their design team could probably design a smartphone that looks appealing to the average everyday consumers. And thus we'll have people actually kind of looking at the Google Pixel phones. I mean, yes, the current ones right now pretty much house that similar design. They're all going for that square modular and camera module in the back, and that totally makes sense, But it doesn't really set itself as a wow factor for the eyes, right? And I think that if there was this, cohesive partnership between Samsung and Google that was highly to that extent, that's probably one of the areas that they would definitely dive into to try and fix that. Perhaps the Galaxy Note should become pure Google experience. Why not? It's absolutely possible for them to actually do that. Like, kind of go back to how the old days when they used to have that, like with HTC, they used to have the Google Play Edition, right? Bring back the Google Play Edition for a Galaxy Note, and who knows what it would be. But wouldn't it have been awesome? And this is just a side thought, kind of off topic, but not really off topic. But how cool would it be if Samsung, because of their current partnership with Google that they have working in tandem, how cool would it be if the next Galaxy Note had like not a dual boot option, but the option, like, how when you can theme your phone, that stock Android is the base software that's in the next Galaxy Note. However, One UI theme is applicable on that if you want to use One UI or if you want it stock. Like, if they gave you that option, like, how cool would that be? You know what I mean? When you first power on your brand new Galaxy Note 2022 and you go through all the initial setups, logging into your Google account, your preferences, and it gets to that point where it's like, you want to enable dark mode. But what if within that window there was, enable dark mode, stock Android, or enable dark mode One UI? Like, that's where, it would become a bit interesting to see. I doubt it, but who knows? But the Google Pixel, if it was built by Samsung's development team for hardware, could initially be that missing puzzle piece to making the Google Pixel phones, appealing to a lot of people instead of just the nerds. So that's one area that I think that would absolutely benefit from it. Another one would actually be the Chromebook area. With, if Samsung built panels, because Samsung's really good at building display panels, they build the display panels for the Pixel Books. That would actually be insane from that point. So on the hardware side of things, we can see what Samsung can bring to the table, but what could Google bring to the table for Samsung? And obviously the one area that Samsung is pretty okay at, has gotten better with One UI, but absolutely used to be trash at, was software optimization. And we're talking about the days of TouchWiz. If anyone remembers the days of TouchWiz and just how annoying that freaking it was, that's where I feel like that Google would bring to the table. And in the relationship right now, it already sees that way, right? Google bringing the adaptability of Android to a foldable display, so that way it's optimized for it, obviously means, that's where Google would play in. So Google, the software company, and Samsung, more of a hardware company, would actually be very cohesive in that sense. And so, I mean, but that's one area that I think that the partnership would really kind of focus in, right? But we're talking about other things too, because Samsung has a lot of products outside of the mobile market, right? We're talking about washing machines and dryers. We're talking about refrigerators. We're talking about TVs, those types of things. And with Google currently working on Project Fuchsia, which is supposed to be a software that runs on all different types of products, right? We're talking about it runs on all IoTs. And so for that, that's where we'll kind of see other adventures between the two really start to expand in the exploration of, where they can take the technology market to a whole new level, right? So you're talking about, in some form or fashion, because I honestly, personally, just my personal opinion, I feel like that Project Fuchsia will in fact just be called Android when it's fully live. And that'll just be the replacement to what Android is right now, because Android running on Linux right now, it's Linux based. That's where it comes from. And with Project Fuchsia completely ditching Linux, obviously made it much faster. If you guys seen the demo, that was like a few years ago for Project Fuchsia, and I'm trying to find a current video demo of Fuchsia now to talk about that later on down the road. But that is supposed to be able to run on all kinds of things. It's supposed to be able to run on refrigerators, on smart displays, just the whole works. And this is where we can see them really just kind of like their partnership really just kind of flourish with those types of things. So again, Samsung being the hardware side and Google looking to be more on the software side, and a damn good mesh. What would that do in the tech space? Well, obviously in the tech space, it's going to give their biggest competition a run for its money. And yes, I'm referring to Apple. They would give Apple a run for its money, because Apple currently right now is dabbling in different things, right? We know that Apple, obviously the iPhone, and then the iPad, the MacBook, the iMac, those are like the centered things, right? But then we also have like smart home automation products, like the HomePod and Apple TV, all those things. But like even going as far as like with the last subject I talked about from Apple, which was Apple developing their own smart car, the Apple Car, and not car, but car, CAR, like Apple working on one, Apple working with a few companies to actually develop this car. And so we know of that. But we don't see things like the Apple washer, the Apple dryer, and when it comes to Apple TV, there's like not a physical Apple TV, just a box that plugs into a smart TV that you can control, but not an actual 60-inch TV from Apple, like Samsung has their smart TVs. But we can see it could drive competition to that in the tech space. It could drive that type of competition. You can kind of see that start to happen because Apple's going to want a piece of that pie. They're going to want a share of that market. So with that being said, the whole idea of this partnership, what it would be like, we pretty much have the idea answer to it, right? That Samsung would be the ones that mostly carries the load of providing hardware that's premiumly built, and Google can get back to what it does best, which I keep activating my assistant on here, but it can get back to what it does best, which is software development and software optimization. It's a possibility that's where it can go. And it could be what comes down the road in the future when it comes to this. I mean, to be quite honest with everybody, right? If you go to Google Fi, like fi.google.com, right? You look through all the phones that they have. The most marketed phone from Fi is the Galaxy S series devices, right? It is promoted more than the Pixel 5 is promoted. And you would think that's their flagship. Why aren't they pushing the Pixel 5 on advertisements for Fi? Because they know that the Galaxy S21, the Galaxy S20, those are well-known phones. And if you show that you have them, makes people who's looking for those phones to be interested in your company as far as cellular service provider. Google and Samsung. Wasn't Samsung looking into doing its own OS? Who makes Pixels? So many questions. I wonder what they both get out of the long-term run. What I feel like they get out of the long-term run, if they work, because right now, Maverick, this is just a what if. This is a what if scenario. I'm not saying that this is happening. This is a what if scenario, something to have fun and talk about and kind of just use our imaginations to see like how this would work out if it happened, and how would it impact the mobile technology realm, right? So I mean, like we know right now, I think the last that I remember that built Google Pixel phones was Foxconn, the same company that Apple used to build the iPhones. Like they went that route. I don't know if they're still the ones doing it or not, but that's the last that I've heard of. Now, if they were to do this type of partnership, it would allow both companies to be more relaxed in what they do best, right? Samsung would be able to just focus more on design for hardware to make it appealing to customers. And Google can focus on what it does best, which is software and software optimization. And they would work in tandem, right? Because software is, I've always said this, software is the thing that matters the most because it's the thing you interact with the most. The hardware, of course, is obviously important because without the hardware, what houses the software for you to actually use the software? So it is important. But the only thing you really got to do with hardware is design it. Because technically, if no one cared about hardware, a slab of metal with a screen on it and then running Android is all anybody would need. No chamfered edges, no rounded corners, no bezel-less display, none of that stuff. No one would really care about it because all they would want is a software experience. But unfortunately, it's not like that. People are interested in design of a phone. There are people, and I know Sneed hates this, but there are people who will look at their phone and say, my phone is sexy or my phone is gorgeous, implying that, which I know bugs the hell out of Sneed. So just as a prank, later on, if Sneed drops a video, just put hashtag that phone is sexy and watch his response. But yeah, that's what it is. Is just like a what if, but a possibility. Because I'm seeing a lot of advertisements between that kind of like promotes Google and Samsung's current partnership they have right now. Because they have a partnership right now. They've had it ever since Samsung decided that they were going to try and push foldable technology, and they were going to get into the foldable technology game. So obviously needing Google for that factor, because Samsung has their own proprietary operating system. It's called Tizen. This operating system has been around for the longest time. The operating system itself is currently around right now on a device that those people who have Samsung Galaxy devices and stay within that ecosystem currently have this hardware on them that has Tizen, and that is the Galaxy Watches. The Galaxy Watches run Tizen, or at least some of the older ones do. I don't know about the latest Galaxy Watch, but from what I know, Tizen was on the Galaxy Watches. So Tizen was never too different from Android as per se with TouchWiz. As a matter of fact, that if you actually Google search, old videos showcasing the operating system of Tizen on a Samsung device, you'll be like, bro, that's TouchWiz. But yes, the user interface is TouchWiz, and that's always belonged to Samsung. But they, the operating system itself, its core shell, all its coding and everything that sits underneath the user interface. Samsung had their own, and it ran in Korea. There were Samsung devices released in Korea that actually ran Tizen. I believe the Galaxy Player, a well-known forgotten device, the Galaxy Player, I believe that ran Tizen in Asia. I think here in America it ran Android. But if you guys don't remember, basically Samsung did come out with their own iPod type device. It was an MP3/media player called the Galaxy Player, and it looked just like a Galaxy S3, but no cellular modem for mobile communications. Everything was through Wi-Fi. So they only had a Wi-Fi modem to connect to Wi-Fi, but no modem for cellular band connectivity, so you could not get LTE or any of that stuff. And it's just, and that's really crazy that you kind of look at them right now, because, you also look, and the latest partnership between, with Google is Google and T-Mobile, right? So Google has a partnership with T-Mobile, which is a network carrier. They have a current partnership with Samsung, which is a hardware producer, and Google has always been software. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Google Pixels. I'm a Pixel guy, but it is safe to say that you can see the lack of experience with Google in producing hardware. You can see that with their phones. You can tell by design pattern and just how well thought out things are. You can see that rather than them trying to etch away from everybody else at the same old boring design that every other OEM pumps out with, instead of them going away from that and trying to maybe develop, a style of design for their hardware to make them stand out, it almost feels like that they are unsure themselves to be able to produce that type and have it flourish. So they tend to go with what everybody else is doing. Like with the Pixel 3, the 3 XL, and the introduction of a notch on the 3 XL, which was not on the regular 3. And of course, this notch didn't really house the purpose that, the iPhones had with theirs. As a matter of fact, here's another what if scenario, but what if Google never did the notch on the Pixel 3 XL and the notch was actually introduced on the Pixel 4? Because then that would have really then served the purpose with Project Soli and air gesture controls and stuff like that. But of course, it would also be a bad, now playing devil's advocate, because then it would just absolutely be compared to the iPhone and even mocked for stealing the iPhone's idea. And so I can see that's the reason why I feel like that Google never did put a notch in the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL. But in the Pixel 3 XL, it had one. It housed the selfie cam and the ultra wide selfie cam, but didn't go like it didn't go with 3D facial recognition unlock or Project Soli, which I thought that's where it would have benefited. I mean, I would care less. I'm not the type of person that would say, okay, look at what they did. They copied Apple, because every company copies each other. Apple copies other people. If people don't believe it, it's true. If it wasn't true, you wouldn't get all these little backlashes every now and then where Apple says, hey, we have something new on iOS on our iPhones. And then someone has to just be that one person that comments, welcome to 2012, welcome to 2013. They always do that. They always do it. So, yeah. What if on that situation? What do you guys think? What do you guys think would happen if a partnership with Samsung and Google really kicked into high gear? What do you think would happen? And what do you think this would do to Apple? Would it engage Apple into becoming hungry again? Okay, so good question, Gene. Good question. So Android facial unlock. It is unsafe. However, the face unlock on the Pixel 4 is absolutely different than facial unlock on Android phones. And what I mean by that is that Project Soli pretty much has the near same technology as Apple iPhones do. So with face unlock on iPhones, the camera has these lasers that actually beam out to your face. I did not take your perks away. I changed the what do you call it? What's the thing? I changed the membership tiers. You just have to reselect your membership tier because even the perks in those changed. But so the Pixel 4 and facial unlock is similar to Face ID. So the little sensors that's on the top bezel of the Pixel 4 beam out and pretty much have they can scale the depth of your face, the depth of between your nose and your cheek to actually know it's a real human face and not a photo. With Android Face Unlock, the Face Unlock that you found in LG phones, Motorola phones, I said unlock your phone with a face. The reason why those were unsafe is because you can get another smartphone and pull up a picture of the owner of that phone and then put the phone in front of it and it will unlock to the photo because it recognizes the face. But one thing it can't do is it can't tell the depth, can't tell if it's a real human face or a photo. Because all OEMs say that if you use facial unlock is unsafe and they always suggest using, because theirs is face unlock, right? So they call it face unlock because it's unlocking to an image of your face. It's not unlocking to a real human face. That's the one thing that iPhones have. Because how, like, think about it. Have you ever heard anyone tell you that Face ID is unsecure? And you never hear that because Face ID actually 3D maps. This is the reason why when you set up Face Unlock on an iPhone, and also when you set up Face Unlock on the Pixel 4, you have to rotate your head so that the lasers can map out a 3D imagery of your face. So when you do the Face Unlock, it connects, like it looks for a 3D image to unlock before unlocking the phone. With Face Unlock, you don't really have to do that because it's not looking for a 3D image. It's just looking for your image. And then when you set your image up for Face Unlock on a Android phone such as the LG or Motorola phone, it can be tricked using a photo, whether it's a hard copy photo or a photo from another phone. And that's how it can be done. So the Face Unlock on other OEMs is not the same as the facial unlock for Android Pixel 4 or the iPhone's Face Unlock. It's not the same as those. So it's completely different. And I would say that. So there's only 2 phones that have a really good facial recognition biometric security. That is the Pixel 4. That is the iPhones from the iPhone 10 and up that switched over to using Face ID. I'll tell you this much right now, to be honest, and the comparing between the two, because I do have the 2 right here. So I have an iPhone 10s and I have the Pixel 4. You guys see that little blinking? That's the sensors trying to read for a face. But anyways, a lot of people will say the Pixel 4 unlocks faster than the iPhone does with Face ID. It's not. To me, I found them to be nearly the same. And the reason why is because with the Pixel 4, click your power button, look at it, and it unlocks. Okay. With the iPhone, you have to look at it, and before it does anything, you get the screen unlock icon right there, and then you can swipe up, and then so you have extra steps that you have to do to get into the iPhone. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the Face Unlock on the Pixel 4 is like 10 times faster than Face ID on the iPhone. It's just on the iPhone, there's extra steps that you have to do. With the Pixel 4, once it recognizes and unlocks, it opens up into your home screen. My OnePlus Nord N10 5G has facial unlock. Yeah, its facial unlock is not the same because the facial unlock in the Pixel 4 is reliant on Project Soli. It's reliant on the Soli radar chip. That's what it is. It's using like a radar sensor to scan the face to make sure it's the owner of the phone. That's how it can tell depth from your eye, from your nose point, from your forehead, your chin, to your side cheeks. That's how it does it. The same technology used to, move screens just by waving your hand over it. Yeah. So OnePlus does not have that technology. It doesn't have Project Soli. So it's the regular Face Unlock where you can trick it with a picture. Try it out sometime. You got like multiple phones, Gene. Like watch what happens when you take like a phone that has a photo of you and put that directly in front of your OnePlus Nord and then watch it unlock. It's crazy. So biometric is still, and by the way things is shaping up with us having to wear masks in certain establishments and things like that, it's just better to have a fingerprint sensor anyways. Of course, yesterday both my iPhone XS and iPhone 7 got the iOS 14.5 update, and I already know one of the things that's within that is that if you have an Apple Watch, you can unlock your iPhone without needing to remove your mask. So you can keep your mask on and you can unlock your iPhone. You don't have to put a PIN number in or any of that stuff, passcode or whatever, because, to deal with that. I don't know. I think OnePlus can actually capitalize on that, because I don't know if you guys remember OnePlus's scenario when people were like, when you use that one sensor, I believe it was on the OnePlus 8, you could actually make it an X-ray. So use that sensor in the front and have it X-ray through the mask to actually see your face to unlock. Face unlock. That would be so cool, but wishful thinking. Ooh, man, we are almost close to Google I/O too. I am so freaking excited for Google I/O. I so am. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to live stream the event because I did get a community guideline strike, and that never comes off your channel. And I don't want to get another one because if I get another one, they will suspend me from uploading videos and live streaming for 2 weeks. And that'll totally suck. I can react to what happened at the main keynote, but I don't think I can show it. I'll be on the safe side. I don't think I can show it. Oh man, shoulder hurts. But yeah, Google I/O, man, I'm so ready for it. Did any of you guys registered for Google I/O? Is anyone going to it? They're not going to it, but are you guys going to the live stream event? Are you guys going to be a part of the whole thing? Because it felt weird creating a developer account to say I'm a developer when I'm actually not. Just to be able to register to attend. And then I had to pick all the different things I was interested in. So I guess I can get notified on my Google Calendar of when specific keynotes for specific things goes on. Like I can tell everyone, I'm a software guy. So yes, I do want to sit. I didn't sit. Of course I'm gonna sit, but I do want to be present for the keynote when they talk and dive in a bit more with AI and the advancements in AI that they're going and their perception of the future for AI for them. Like I want to see those things. I want to see more about the coding in Chrome and stuff like that. Like I'm interested in that type of stuff. My daughter made this for Earth Day. She left it on my desk, and then it has a note on here, and it says, "Keep the Earth clean and help the Earth." That is so cool. I love my daughters very much. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys real quick. Anyways, I got a little bit of free time here. About 7 more minutes. Pretty short live stream today. Just wanted to kind of talk about that. Put that whole Samsung Google partnership what if type scenario out there, and then see what people's responses are in the comments when they listen to it, and maybe they come up with something that I didn't even think of in this live stream about how that would benefit the market, how that would impact Apple as a competitor, how it would impact other OEMs. That's interesting. So comment your thoughts. I don't care if it's long. You can write me an entire novel in the comment section if YouTube allows you. Retina display. It's like a fingerprint. Each retina is unique to an individual. Yeah, definitely. That is true. Using your eyeball. I think the Galaxy Note had that, didn't it? One of the Galaxy Notes actually had like a retina unlock. So it went by your eyes. I mean, the LG G8 went by your blood vessels, your veins in your hand. It actually could see into like beyond your skin, your epididymis, and see the pattern of your veins and unlock. So if you wanted to unlock your LG G8, you just kind of slowly went like that, and then it would unlock. But of course, it also had a similar technology to Project Soli, but not a lot of gestures. So just doing that to adjust the volume. Pretty much it. Anyhow, I am hoping in the future that we get more some really radical changes to the mobile game. I am for it. You don't trust Retina display? Why not? If someone gets your phone and no one has the same eye pattern than you. Your Retina is like your fingerprint. Nobody has the exact same pattern. Nobody does. So, but I'll give you one. Here's my only fear of having a Retina unlock biometric security. Has anyone ever seen that movie Demolition Man? Because that would be my fear. Because you remember when Simon breaks out from the cryo prison? And the way that he got the doors to unlock was he took the eyeball out of the warden, and then he put it in front of the scanner, and it unlocked. So that would be my only fear, is that if someone was that desperate to get into your phone, they would take your eye out and then hold it in front of your phone. But of course, that would be murder, and I don't think murder is a justified crime to break into somebody's phone. So, haha. Yeah, you're right, Maverick. Retina is unique like fingerprints. It definitely is. It definitely is. Oh, whew. Okay. It's like it's almost time for me to get dinner started. That's the reason I'm going to be short today. Almost time. Got a few more minutes here. Demolition Man. Yep, I remember it. Simon Says. Bro, that movie was so hilarious when I watched it because Sandra Bullock's character, like, so when I first watched it, my dad took me to the movie theaters to go see it, and I choked on a popcorn because that part where he first confronts Simon in the future and Sandra Bullock's character, just not like, yeah, he really matched his meat. You really licked his ass. I was like, oh, shit. That and the three seashells. I still want to know that. You know what? That is a question that has never been answered. In all of the interwebs, that's never been answered. Is in Demolition Man, how is the three seashells used when you go number 2? Also, ATM machines have retina log. Well, I mean, yeah, but you know, if you're talking about like government conspiracies and stuff like that, then the government already has your fingerprint. They can get it from, you know, your biometrics on your smartphone, because you have to create a profile for your phone's memory to memorize your fingerprint pattern, and that could easily be taken. Taco Bell. Yeah. Oh yeah, when the dude invited him out to dinner. So we'll be dining tonight. We're dancing and dining at Taco Bell. And she had explained to him that ever since the Great Earthquake, the only restaurant to survive was Taco Bell. So now every restaurant's called Taco Bell. Bro, that was crazy. That was crazy. And then virtual mating. That was ridiculous. Like, she wanted to mate with him, so they went back to her place. And she brought out these freaking helmets. Bro, if a girl did that to me and I was like, wait a minute, this is how we're getting down? No, virtual not happening, man. But yeah, that movie was crazy. And I don't know if since Hollywood has ran out of ideas for movies, I wonder if they ever considered rebooting Demolition Man, or at least making a sequel to it. Safe sex. Yeah. That is the absolute like greatest form of safe sex, right? Virtual. So you get the visual pleasures of like seeing you do it with the partner, and then when you're done, you have to go and get your fluids sapped out of you and then spliced inside of a tube. So I guess the general terminology of your test tube baby is actually true in that timeline future. Which would suck, because then I wouldn't have that as a punchline to make fun of somebody. Could it be like, you're a test tube baby? It would hold no joke. It would hold serious value. The person would be like, yeah. We haven't had real body to body fluid exchanges since, you know, this year or whatever, you know? I'm so totally crazy. Oh my gosh. Samsung A series phone, should we care? It says Painfully Honest Tech. He's actually live right now. So I guess this is my cue to jam out of here because I got to get dinner started. And Painfully Honest Tech is live right now, and he's a pretty good guy. I like his stuff. And so if you guys want to continue watching something live, definitely head over to his channel. Be a part of the conversation with him. Samsung Galaxy A series. And that's another thing too before I leave. Totally, Samsung and Google would definitely benefit on their A series if they spliced them together. Yeah, this beat goes. Anyways, everybody, I'm gonna jam out of here. I want to thank everybody that hopped in for a cool minute to hang out with this guy. Appreciate y'all for being here. Those are members of the channel. Thank you so much for being members of the channel. You guys are amazing and awesome. I love you guys very much. Tech kicks ass. Let's get back to a happy place in mobile tech. That is my new campaign. Let's get excited for this again. Let's do it big. And all we need now is for the freaking OEMs to pick the ball up and run with it and bring us some good deliciousness for mobile phones. And don't forget to troll Sneed with hashtag phones are sexy and watch for his response. And you can tell him I said it. He'll probably Hulk smash the hell out of me, but Um, yeah, definitely. Caleb, what's up, dude? Oh man, I'm like jumping off, dude. I gotta make dinner, man. But I appreciate you for being here, anyways. But yeah, Troll Sneed, hashtag phones are sexy, and let's watch his response. He'll probably kill me. Sneed, I'm sorry, bro. I had to. I'm in a good mood. I just want to have fun with everybody on YouTube. Let's make YouTube fun again. You know what I mean? Let's get everybody back on a live stream together and bullshit and just talk. Let's just have the whole fun that we lost several months ago. Let's bring it back. I'm championing for it. I am campaigning for it. And I am hoping this will happen again. Hashtag phones are sexy. Yeah, but Gene, don't do it on my live stream. You gotta go to Sneed's channel. No, go to Sneed's channel on his video and do that. Go to Sneed's channel and hashtag that. I swear, just go there. You can say that I sent you guys to do it. Just go there and do it. His response is going to be one of a kind. Let's make YouTube fun again. Hell freaking yeah. Let's make YouTube fun again. Let's make it interesting. But I love you guys very much. You guys be blessed. Take it easy. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. I don't know what video I'm dropping tonight, but I'll have a video uploaded to the channel tonight. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see. So anyways, be cool, be safe. Stay safe out there. Big thumbs up. Gene, in my comment section, not in the chat section, but in my comment section after this, just link your YouTube channel, so people can find you too. Get more subscribers for you, bro. Help each other out. You know what I mean? All right, dinner time. Peace.